Good morning from the Pacific Crest Trail. Look at that view. Is that amazing? Sure glad I camped here last night. What a beautiful spot. So today's goal, try to get in about 25 miles. We'll see how we do this morning. I got about 1.5 miles to water. So we're going to replenish there. I have one mosquito that is bugging me this morning. I absolutely love that. So we'll see you all on trail. So I'm going to share something with you guys. Give you an insight of how my mind works in the morning. So for about the last 20 minutes on trail, I've been reflecting on economics, specifically Economics 101 in a class that I took back in my early 20s in community college. So don't flip the channel. I'm not going to bore you with economics and an economics course or math, but do want to kind of tell you what I'm thinking here. So opportunity cost, and again, I'm probably going to botch this definition a little bit, so if there's any professors out there, don't light me up in the comments. This was 30 years ago, for Pete's sakes. So opportunity cost essentially is the cost of the alternative that you could have made in a decision. So to relate this to economics, let me give you an example. Let's say at the age of 18 years of age, you decided that you're going to go down to the Subway and buy yourself a sandwich for 10 bucks. You consume that sandwich and that $10 is gone. The alternative and the opportunity cost is you could have taken that $10, invested it in the stock market over the last 40 years at 8% compound interest, and came up with a substantial gain. Again, I'm not going to sit here and do the math. Don't light me up. I'll just say, for example, that $10 could have grown to, well, let's just say 200. So again, for those of you that are smart enough to calculate that by longhand or grab a financial calculator online and calculate that, please don't light me up if that number's grossly off. I'm just taking a stab at a number for an example. So there was an opportunity cost there in economics. Now let's relate this to hiking. Last night I had the opportunity around 7 p.m. to push forward an extra 2 miles. That 2 miles would have got me closer to my weekly goal of getting to Chester this week. It would have reduced the mileage that I have to walk today. And ultimately, it would have got me closer to my goal of getting to Canada. So stopping early had an opportunity cost. That said, did you see that campsite? That was absolutely beautiful. That sunrise this morning was amazing. So you could take your opportunity cost and, well, you know what I mean. And you know what? Sometimes we need to focus on the final destination. I get it. But guys, living in the moment and that campsite, priceless. See you down the trail. So the video of that campground I just showed you, that was the alternative campground that I was looking at going to last night. It was about another 1.7 miles up trail next to a creek. Glad I didn't go there. Come to find out, there were about 15 other tents there. So a lot of people there, and the mosquitoes were horrendous. I had one this morning, the one that was annoying me while I was trying to make my video this morning. So made the right choice last night. That was an amazing campground. Probably one of the better ones I've been at. Camp spots, I mean. Probably one of the better camp spots I've been on trail. I've had a few. The one where I cowboy camped just the other night, that was probably my favorite. And then I had one early in the trail where I was able to watch the sunset, I want to say. Boy, that was probably the first week, maybe even second week of trail. That was amazing too. So anyway, I've been hiking along with a section hiker here for the last hour and a half. His name was Euro. He's just completing a section that will finish his PCT tour, with the exception, I think he said he still needed to do Washington State, if I remember right. But great guy, about my age, well, a little older than me. He's 58, but he's retired. He retired early. I think we should all try to figure that one out. He's retired early doing the trail, but we had a lot of things kind of in common. First off, is he did go to Western Washington University up in the town of Bellingham, where I had lived for the last 20 plus years. So it's kind of cool. We talked trails and all the trails that we kind of hiked around there. And then he's living in Corvallis now, but he had lived abroad in the years past, where he did some teaching. So fascinating individual. It was really good to have some conversation with him. And then we've separated probably about 20 minutes ago. I'm sure we'll join back up, but he needed to take a little break. I just wanted to move forward. And then shortly afterwards, I ran into groceries. Just met her yesterday. She's a few years older than myself also. This is her last section, so she's section hiker also. This will complete the PCT for her. So that's pretty cool, good for her. But I'm bringing her up in our conversation because she was talking about PCT trail days, which I really just learned about this year. I didn't know they even had such a thing. But just kind of talking to her, kind of getting excited about trying to do that. It's held up at Cascade Locks, and I should be in that area right around the time that it's happening. It's the days of August 15th and 16th. So just reached out to the friend group in a group chat and said, hey, what do you guys think about coming picking me up, and let's do this all together. So it's supposed to be kind of one big giant party, all the big vendors are there, big giveaway on gear. Sounds like fun. So like I said, I should be in that area. Actually, I'm hoping I'm just a little past that way backtrack, but we shall see. But sounds like something else to look forward for. So thought I'd share that, and we'll see y'all on trail. So I just climbed down, about 2.5 hours of grueling downhill. Blah. I don't know the mileage on it, guys. I'm gonna guess that was easily probably about 3 miles. At least it felt like 20. My knees will tell you it was 20. So just got down the bottom, crossed the tracks. I'm sitting here looking at my map, and Nora and Rook just showed up. You guys don't know them, but they are the two individuals that were handing out trail magic the other day where I got the soda. So it was cool to run into them again down here at this little kind of not a riverfront park, I guess you call it. It's got a pit toilet and a couple abandoned cars. So anyway, the other good news is I was looking at my map and I just confirmed with Rook there's a little restaurant at the end of this trail that I'm on. So I'm gonna go down there and go have a soda. So see you guys in a bit.
Gotta get one of the thing that says Golden Pond.
So my enthusiasm and my alacrity for life has died this afternoon. So this morning I got up and I was kind of walking on clouds with that tent site, and the hike this morning was really nice. It was pretty. Even though I was going through the burnt out forest, I was walking along that ridge and you could see forever. Then came the downhill, and the downhill, and more downhill, forever. Switchback upon switchback upon switchback. Finally got to the bottom of that mountain. Tired. Feet were hurting. Knees were hurting. And I realized there's a little restaurant there in the town of Benton. And I mean, I just didn't look ahead on my far out, but trail goes right by it. And I go, oh, how cool is that? I'm gonna go get a soda. And then I'll just hit trail again. So I get there, there's about 30 hikers sitting out front of the restaurant, and they weren't open yet. They were supposed to open at 11, and it was 11:15. So I sat with everybody else till about 11:30. When they finally did open, and I went in, and my soda appetite changed to, hey, I'm gonna have a burger, beer, and soda, and then I hit the trail. Seemed a pretty good plan. I had 12 miles in at this point. Goal, remember, was 25 miles. So I ate, I drank, I visited. It's about 12:30. I step outside, and what I didn't realize is the temperature had climbed to above 100 degrees. So, with everybody else, we made the prudent decision to sit in the air conditioning and visit and charge our stuff, hydrate, wait for later this afternoon to go out and go hike, because it just wasn't safe. And temperatures all the way up to 108 degrees today in the town of Benton, in case anybody's curious. So, somewhere this afternoon, around 4, we started making a plan to where we were going to hike out and go another 6 miles. Temperature dropped just below 100. I think it was 99 degrees. There's a woman there. I think I've mentioned her name. Her name's Grocery. She was trying to get like 4 or 5 of us all share a room, which probably made a lot of sense. A lot of the guys just wanted to move on, and quite frankly, so did I. I wanted a few more miles. But I was open to the idea of the room. And she was able to work with the hotel that was there, or the lodge, and get the price down from $155 a night for a 2-bedroom room down to $110, which was awesome. But like I said, most of the guys just wanted to move forward, and I just didn't want to spend $55 just to stay with somebody who I didn't really know. So I go, well, I'm gonna go with the guys. So we all took off. And I'm going to tell you that it's about 2.5, almost 3 hours later now. I've gone a whopping 3 miles, and it has been hotter than hell. Oh my God. I couldn't walk more than 15 feet without trying to find a piece of shade. And shade is very limited. It's very exposed where we're at. You kind of get an idea behind me. See those little bushes? That's the sort of stuff I was hiding behind to get a little shade at the time. So it was very slow moving. Like I said, I'd walk maybe 15, 20 feet and next piece of shade and drink my 120 degree water. I had 2 water bottles. They might as well have been hot water bottles because they were hot. And then my Gatorade was like drinking heated antifreeze. It was that bad. So, boy, using my towel. Between water sources, you know, I got the next water source, at least it was cold. So I sat there, I've been hydrating there for the last half hour. The sun is starting to set, it's about 7:30 now. I still got 2.5 miles to go. And the people who left before us, there was a group of people that left before us because they were going to put in some miles today, where we're only going up 6 miles. I heard that they were at that stream that was just at maybe 20 minutes ago. So they didn't make it too far either. They got up and they sat there for a couple hours to hydrate. So I suppose they'll probably be in my same campground tonight. So hopefully we can get a camp spot. And then poor Grocery. She decided, after all, since everybody was hiking out, she was too. And I just ran into her. She just stopped at the stream and she was cussing us all. And I don't blame her. So, plan has changed. We're gonna hopefully get 16 miles today. 17 miles, I don't know what it adds up to be. And then tomorrow morning we're gonna get up super early and try to do the usual 12 to 14 miles before 10 a.m. because tomorrow's supposed to be hot again too. So doing all the right things. We're staying hydrated. We're staying out of the sun. We're staying in the shade, but it's just slow going right now. Have a good evening. I will see you tomorrow.